Hi guys, I'd like to today talk about the metronome, something that I really love doing with the metronome. Uh, Something that not many people seem to enjoy playing with the metronome. It's really, um, well, it's a particular thing. Some people will argue that it's bad to play with a metronome, which I don't think so, but um, it's bad to play metronomically. But if you have a problem where you're rushing, for example, and you're not aware of it, and it's not your intention, then it's important to use the metronome to restabilize things. I always find that you really need the metronome when you put it on and you feel like it's slowing down or speeding up by itself. In that case, it's never different. The metronome always keeps the same speed. It's just that you're so used to rushing in some place, it sounds so normal to you that once you play with the metronome, then it feels like the metronome is slowing down, but it's not. So half the time when we rush through places, we don't realize it. So that's why the metronome is necessary to fix these things. And sometimes it's good. I find a lot of times if the music is just not making sense to me anymore, especially on a structural level, I'll just try it with a metronome and find out that it fixes all the problems because it was actually a rhythmic problem I was having. But that's not exactly what I wanted to talk about today. It's this idea of that I just find so fun. You know, you can play with a metronome, but you don't always have to follow it. If it's your intention to slow down or speed up in a certain section, it's possible to leave the metronome on and then just come back when you're back in the tempo that you had before. So I'd like to show you an example. In this case, again, it's going to be in this Beethoven cello sonata because I have to play it this week. So this is what I'm working on now. When this is finished, I will have a violin program with a friend. We will play in Malta for a competition at the end of July. And then I will finally be back to solo pieces again, which I absolutely love. So it's been great to play violin and cello repertoire, but I've kind of had to put the solo pieces a little bit on the side for now. So I'd like to show you this example. This is, most of the time, it's a place where you slow down, take a little time. Here I'm going to show you one where actually I just like to speed up in this section a little and then come back to tempo. So there's our famous annoying sound. I hope that you can see everything here. Or something. What's important is you hear. So this is probably as loud as it's going to get. Let's try this. So I start a little around the place where it's in tempo. And then somewhere around here. And that's where I like to speed up a little bit. So let's try it. Let's see how it goes. So yeah, that hopefully gives you an idea of how we can do this. I don't know if you can hear this metronome. I would try to find an example where it's slowing down as well. Haha. Okay. Here's sort of one, okay? Let's see if this works. Put this around 140. That sounds about right. Okay, so here I'm gonna try to just add a beat. See if that works. well. Of course, have to try it with the cello and see how it goes. But just for practicing with the metronome, it's a way of turning it on and not being a slave to it. You don't always have to follow it. And it's just something I find so fun, actually. You can use it and intentionally not follow it in certain places, add a beat or two or skip a beat, and then come back to it. So I get the impression whenever I do this that it leaves it rather organic in some way, because you're just slowing down might mean just adding a beat or two and then coming back in the same tempo. So something to try, and it's another thing that I find really fun.